Minnie's Adventures, Part 1.
It's Minner here. Out for a ride on a Sunday. A couple of small changes to the S1000R. First thing we did was we put on a comfort pillion seat. It looks exactly the same, unless your eyes are better than mine. Unless you hold them up side by side, in which case you can see there's a thicker padding and these wings on each side extend a little wider, maybe a ½ inch on each side, but it's enough to protect the bony parts of your butt. The other change that we made was the R&G tail tidy. You can see right there. It's got an integrated LED. There. Stock blinkers. The stock blinkers don't bother me. You could go smaller, but the bike is pretty big, and I think proportionally it's not offensive. And if people can see me turning, as BMW intended, that's all good by me. Yeah, it really cleans up the lines of the bike in the back. That prior tailpiece was a bit of a monstrosity. Look at the low angle here. So it looks good. All is well. We're out riding around today. I don't have my fuzzy piece from my microphone. The fuzzy piece was lost. So we're going to see what it really does. It's an $8 microphone. I believe it's a Sony. It's done the trick so far. Certainly not the best audio. But this isn't something I'm doing professionally or for any sort of compensation, so my voice tends to change every time I use a microphone, depending on where it's positioned, or I don't know, the orientation of Mars at that particular point. So we're out in Southern California, San Diego County. It's one of my nice places to stop. Love those cut down trees. What's that look like? Looks like the cover of a Metallica album. Or is that just graves? I forget. But it does. A little more cheery than Metallica, but so we did a little bit of riding today. Keep it short and sweet. Hey, once again, if there's a lot of wind noise, my apologies. I'll keep the video really short if that's the case. As usual, the manufacturer suggested tire pressures, at least with one person on the bike, at 42 front, 36 rear. It's pretty stiff. I actually feel like it impairs traction. I'm not one of those people that puts it down at track settings at 30 front and back. Same kind of person that probably turns their preload to the max and everything up to the max, thinking that it's better because everything is to an extreme. But I took a few pounds out of the front and back. I think I'm 38 or 38.5 back and 34 front. Already it feels better in terms of traction. Look, they're so cautious. It's just that side. God forbid you had us both, make decisions at once. By the way, that was 5th gear at 4,000 RPMs. Cool. 4th gear. Be a bike race today. Slow moving vehicle ahead. What is this? Another bike? Oh, you guys would be littering the road, I can tell. You get exhausted and you go like half demented. This guy's about to pass out. I do respect the sport because, cycling out here in this heat, elevation changes, it seems grueling. But when you push yourself to the point where you can't stay outside the road and you're just drifting because you're frankly delirious, borderline heat stroke, it's a problem for all of us. Oh man, come on. Get the fuck out of the road, man. I'm even yelling at them. It's like yelling at a sick dog. I'm not saying bikers are dogs. I'm just saying that's pretty much the depth of their ability to think right now. And it's funny, you had people of all abilities signing up for these races out in the heat. Like raise money for this, raise money for that. No one takes into account the fact that most people shouldn't even be out there. If they should be self-regulating. They shouldn't be going on rides that someone else sets up for them. Clearly, not in appropriate shape. This guy had the common sense to get off. There's another one. Another two. Oh yeah, this tire, it just functions better with less air in it. Not that that's surprising to any of you. Pretty sharp turn up here. Someone's gonna get smacked by a motorcyclist, definitely. But literally, they're gonna crash into them. Look at that guy in his stair climber. I know. No, I don't know. I was gonna say you probably have a reason to be on that thing, but you don't. There's no reason to be on a stair climber bike. Other than the fact that you clearly have too much money and too much time. And you're probably going to present some screwed up argument as to why that's a better method. May I suggest go forking yourself? Oh, you just you. Look at that big sweeps. It's huge. I just told that guy there's a cop ahead. He was so focused on not focusing on me, he didn't even see it. I guess it doesn't matter because he was doing like 15 in that huge brick of a vehicle. You guys all suck, just heavily. Heavy suck fest.